We will never forget where we were on the morning of September 11, 2001. No wireframe skyscraper had ever collapsed due to fire. On September 11th, 3 fell in the same day. Despite the official narrative, 7 World Trade Centers collapse was not caused by falling debris and fire. 7 World Trade Center was brought down by controlled demolition. Building 7 fell at free fall speed. Experts have reviewed available information and agree it was a controlled demolition.
Denny Jowenko heeft er nooit van gehoord. Zijn reactie op de beelden die we laten zien is onbevangen.
Zie je vanaf boven gaan? Nee, je gaat vanaf onder.
Die gaat vanaf onder, ja.
Toch?
Ja.
Ze hebben gewoon kolommen weggeblazen. Er is nagesprongen.
Dit valt anders dan het World Trade Center.
Vind je niet dan?
Ja, je ziet het, de onderste verdiepingen gaan eerst.
Ja, en de rest zakt er gewoon in. Dus dit is Controlled Demolition.
Zeker weten?
Zeker weten. Er is nagesprongen. Dit is in opdracht gebeurd. Dit heeft een team gedaan van experts.
Maar dit is ook op 11 september gebeurd.
Dezelfde dag?
Dezelfde dag.
Dezelfde dag? Weet je dat zeker?
Ja.
Building 7 held evidence of malfeasance that had to be destroyed. Call me a conspiracy theorist or a nut. In certain states, I'm considered a terrorist. I'm an American citizen. I cried for all the lost souls, and then I got angry. I read every article, watched documentaries, and listened to experts who refuted the government's findings concerning Building 7. World Trade Center 7's tenants included the FBI, Department of Defense, the IRS, which contained numerous corporate tax fraud documents, including Enron's, the U.S. Secret Service, Securities and Exchange Commission, with more stock fraud records, and many other financial institutions. According to Reuters News Service and the Los Angeles Times, 3,000 to 4,000 SEC documents were lost or destroyed. They included the agency's major inquiry into how investment banks divvied up initial public offerings during the high-tech boom. The investigations into 7 World Trade Centers destruction were an afterthought. In April 2002, FEMA concluded the specifics of the fires in World Trade Center 7 and how they caused the building to collapse remain unknown at this time. Although the total diesel fuel on the premises contained massive potential energy, the best hypothesis is only a low probability of occurrence. Further research, investigation, and analysis are needed to resolve this issue. Unfortunately for investigators hoping to resolve this issue, nearly all of the evidence has been destroyed, and it was destroyed by the time the FEMA report was published. The destruction of 7 World Trade Center was not investigated by the 9/11 Commission. There's no mention of it in their initial report. On September 19, 2011, a question and answers about the NIST, the World Trade Center 7 investigation, was added to their website. Let's follow the money. Just 6 months prior to the 9/11 attacks, Larry Silverstein's group purchased several buildings in the World Trade Center complex. He already owned Building 7. He purchased the buildings for $3.2 billion, making a down payment of $124 million. He promptly insured it for $7 billion and covered it against terrorist attacks. The towers required some $200 million in renovations and improvements, but they were too expensive to tear down. It was well known by the city of New York that the towers were filled with asbestos. The projected cost to renovate the towers was $15 billion.
I said, you know, we've had such terrible loss of life. Maybe the smartest thing to do is pull it. And they made that decision to pull, and then we watched the building collapse.
Mr. Silverstein's first order of business as the new owner was to change the complex's security provider. He hired Securicom. Marvin Bush, the president's little brother, sat on the board of directors. According to public records, Securicom provided electronic security for the World Trade Center, as well as Dulles International Airport and United Airlines, two key players in the 9/11 attacks. Silverstein claimed there were two separate attacks, so he filed two claims for $7 billion each. The insurance company Swiss Re paid Mr. Silverstein $4.6 billion on his $124 million investment. Let's look at what we know. Video evidence shows Building 7 fell at free fall speed. Credible witnesses viewed all available information and agree it was a controlled demolition. Building 7 held secrets that would shine the light on white-collar criminals and had to be destroyed. If we let them get away with this, what else are they lying about? Mark Twain said, "Patriotism is supporting your country all the time and your government when it deserves it." Do your patriotic duty and demand the truth about the controlled demolition of 7 World Trade Center. Thank you for listening.